Hello everybody, this is Freddy from Turn Vertical, and today I have a very, very interesting topic for you, and that is why your targeting does not matter at all. And I'm going to give you like a real life example from my personal newsfeed, and then we're going to go over like the technical analysis side of things, and I'm going to show you how you should do targeting on Facebook. But yeah, I would say let's get right into it. So first things first, I have this ad, I found this on my newsfeed. I think it was the first ad that I got. I just screenshotted it. And what we have to understand, what most people I think don't know, is that every post, whether that's an ad, a video that somebody from your friends shared, like a Facebook page shared something, everything is a web page. And basically the Facebook newsfeed is just web page after web page. And the way basically to kind of prove this, you save the post. I save this post, and you go to save post, click on saved, and then you open the post, and then each post has its own URL. And that's basically proof, if you didn't know, that each post is its own web page. It's not like, and Facebook measures everything on this web page. Do you engage with it? Do you scroll past it? Do you click to see the comments? Maybe do you click on learn more if there's like more ad copy? Like, do you click on the shop now button? Like, do you analyze? Do you zoom in this picture? Like whatever. Do you click on these three dots? Like whatever you're doing, whatever you are doing on this page, Facebook measures it, right? So let's think binary for a second. There are only two outcomes for your ad essentially. People like your ad, people don't like your ad. We could take this to an extreme, and people don't like your ad, or people buy from your ad. Like this would be a positive impression, people buy. And everything else will be negative impression. This will be like super binary thinking, and it's definitely not true that only people buy have a positive impression. But basically what I'm trying to say is there are essentially two types of impressions that your Facebook ad can have. They're positive and negative impressions. And each ad basically builds their own lookalike audience based on the positive impressions that your ad is getting. And also from the negative, because obviously from the negative, Facebook now learns who to not show your ad to, right? For example, I'm not interested in snow. I don't even know what this is. It's a bad ad, I think. But it's like clothing. Like this looks like a snowboarder to me, the way he stands. So I think this is for snowboarding, but it might be for skiing as well. I'm not quite sure if it's for both, if there's even like a difference. But I think it's like clothing for skiers or snowboarders, right? And the way how I react to this ad, Facebook learns obviously my personal behavior, and then also who the ad, needs to be shown to for the, advertiser to be happy. Because I don't think in terms of, what the ad is, it's not necessarily a bad ad. It's just nothing for me. But, ads build their own lookalike of people who like your ad. Because Facebook wants to show your ad to people who like it. Because, first of all, it makes you as an advertiser happy. If somebody, for example, purchases from this ad, this advertiser is happy. And then also it makes the person seeing the ad happy, right? I would much rather see an ad for Facebook ads, let's say for a Facebook ad tutorial than for snowboarding/skiing. I do ski, but it's nothing like that's relevant to me right now. I would never purchase, skiing clothing at the moment. And, the way that you can kind of check who Facebook thinks you're interested in, or what Facebook thinks you're interested in, is you have this link. I will link it in the description. I don't know why it's not linked here, but it's basically some of the interests that Facebook thinks I'm interested in. For example, resistance bands. Never looked for this. The Goldberg TV series. I don't even know what this is. Marquito, don't know what this is. Morse, don't know what this is. Physical exercise, who is not interested in? Like, it's not, physical exercise is nothing niche or whatever. Like, who's not interested in being fit, or like doing at least some physical exercise? Converse, I don't even own a Converse shoe. Yeah, video games, yeah, this one is probably right. Katie Price, no clue who she is. Basically even more than half of these interests are wrong. Like Facebook does not know who I'm interested in. That's kind of my hypothesis. Is Facebook, interest groups are bad because first of all, Facebook doesn't even know who you're interested in. Your own, right? I'm going to prove this in a second. I'm going to show you why using interest groups is not the best. But basically, your targeting doesn't matter. Here's why. Because Facebook showed me this ad, and I'm not interested in it. That's first things first. This is what your targeting does not matter. Because also Facebook has half of the interests wrong that I'm not even interested in any of these. And then basically my premise is, Facebook wants the advertiser to be happy and be a person who's seeing this ad to be happy, because if I'm engaging with something, I'm, having more time spent on the site, I'm happy with it. And if somebody buys from this ad, obviously Facebook, the advertiser is happy. And then Facebook is happy if both of these outcomes are true. And this is, let's think about this for a sec. Your goal is to reach cat owners, and you use no targeting at all. And you have these two ads, right? Let's say just your goal is, let's say, I don't know, it's engagement. It's getting engagement, not even purchase. And you have these two ads. Who do you think is more likely? If you run, your goal is to reach cat owners, and you run these two ads, and you have no targeting. Which ad do you think is more likely to reach cat owners? It's fucking simple. It's obviously the one with the fucking cat in it, because people react to what they like, and cat people like cats. So if you want to reach cat people, just have a fucking cat in your ad versus dog. If you don't know, how broad targeting works, I have a separate video about that, where I go over your creative does your targeting. But basically, if you want to reach cat owners, obviously, this is broad. Let's say this is the whole United States, and then within, there's like a subset of people, obviously, who are interested, or who are cat owners. And cat owners maybe are more likely to react to this type of ad, or even cat people who like cats. There's like a subset of people within the United States who like cats. And the Facebook ad over time is going to be only shown to this small subset of people who like cats, because it gets smarter over time, right? Think of this again, like my impression, okay, maybe in this instance it was a positive impression because I screenshotted it. I kind of went to look to the comments just for the example, but usually I would scroll past this. And this would be basically like a negative impression. And Facebook knows, okay, I'm not interested in this. And there will be other people who, click to see the comments, who click on shop now. And Facebook is trying to find similar people to these kind of people, right? And eventually the first, cat person reacts to it, and the first dog person scrolls past it. And then over time, obviously more cat people stop and more dog people keep scrolling, because maybe cat people find this ad cute and they comment cute. And dog people, they keep scrolling because they don't find this cute. And then over time, Facebook will show the ad to this subset of people. And that's basically people who like cats. And over time, again, ads get smarter, only being shown to people who like cats. And then this ad is, theoretically getting no spend if you're running, for example, a dynamic creative, because this ad is reaching your goal. And if we take this one step further, let's say we use interest groups to target. And, our goal is to reach cat owners, and, we do target cat owners. And, we have these two ads. What happens is, first of all, this whole United States circle shrinks down to just the people, who Facebook thinks are cat owners. Let's say there's an interest group called cat owners. Facebook will only show the ad to these kinds of people. And, within that circle of cat owners, only a smaller portion of people react to your ad, right? Because not everybody in your audience, first of all, is 100% a cat owner. Going back to my example, I'm not interested in buying skiing clothing, but it's still being shown to me. So that's the first thing. So not everybody within that audience will be a cat owner. And then also, some people just don't like the ad because, I don't know, maybe they are more into like older cats, or maybe they are just, I don't know, they don't find cats cute. They just have them, I don't know, for some other reason. So we know within that audience of cat owners, you're only going to reach that small subset of people, which is kind of like, going from broad to only cat owners. And, within that subset of people who are cat owners, you're limiting yourself who you are trying to reach. So basically, what happens if you're using interest groups? I have a few notes here, which I think are important. First of all, interest groups do not mean that somebody is interested in something. It only means that they talk about something. This is super relevant, right? Maybe there's, cat owners would be a bad example, because if you, let's say cat people, maybe there's people commenting about, I hate cats. And then Facebook would think, oh, they're interested in cats because they talk about cats. But that's definitely not true. People who comment, I hate cats, are definitely not interested in cats, right? So that's the first flaw in the audience targeting system, And then also, there might be people who never talk about cats who like cats, and there are people who talk about cats who hate cats, right? I just went over the second thing of this basically equation, but there are also people who never talk about what they're interested in. They never mention cats, but they are interested in cats. And by kind of using this audience, you're limiting yourself to not reaching those people, because maybe this is the cat owner's audience size. Let's say this would be, let's say the cat owner's audience size would be 100% accurate. Like everybody in that audience is a cat owner. But then there are people, who are cat owners who never talk about this. And maybe it's this size of an audience. Good. So you're not even reaching like half of the people because they have never talked about cats and because Facebook doesn't know that they're interested in cats. Right? And then with interest groups, you're potentially excluding your audience from your ads. Right? That's number one. Second of all, you're limiting yourself because you're not going beyond that, and that's basically, not reaching your full audience. And then within that audience, not everybody is interested in cats. On top of that comes your CPM is basically broad plus your targeting. So if you target cat owners, you're paying basically tax to reach cat owners. So you're paying more to reach them. You're potentially not reaching everybody in your audience because not everybody is in the cat owner's audience, even if you want to reach cat owners. Third of all, not everybody who is in the cat owner's audience is a cat owner, because people who talk about certain stuff get, like I've shown you earlier, get into interest groups that they're not even part of. Like, I don't know what the Goldberg TV series is. And this is why your targeting doesn't matter, because your creative does your targeting. I have a separate video about that. And you kind of limiting yourself. You're not reaching your full potential audience if you are using, audience or interest groups. And, these are basically the top 3 reasons, also high CPMs. These are the top 3 reasons for why you should not use interest groups, because they are outdated. Your creative does your targeting. Facebook builds its own lookalikes of people who like you and people who don't like you. Basically excludes people who don't like your ad. So if you use broad, your ads are smarter. You reach more people. You pay less. All of the good stuff. Use broad for targeting. That's the summarization of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And if you have any questions about this, go check this out for yourself. I have the link written down in the description. And I hope you enjoyed this little video.